Dearest wifey. Our previous conversation was just so pleasant that I have come rushing in to talk to you again. Seriously, the way you call me a bastard makes my evil little heart melt. Talking to you is like making love to a guillotine. Perhaps I can teach you some insults in my tongue to spice things up. Or you can teach me some of yours and... Whoa. Those are a lot of scars. Did my people do that? Or did she get them from her previous battles? There are more. At least she is tough. I need someone like her by my side. If only she tried to understand that I am trying to do good. There you are. You spend forever in the bath. At the very least, I can be assured that you won't smell like a donkey's arse anymore. Privacy. Do not make me laugh. You are my wife. I can do whatever I will please. Plus, you are well hidden under the towel. There is nothing to see. Shamefully. You can dress up. I will not look. Oh, right. I came here for a reason. There is dinner for you. Well, you spoke to me so romantically in our previous conversation that it completely slipped my mind. You have not been fed proper food for over a month. The delights they served you in your cell are worse than what we feed our castle rats. Your body needs some nutrients. So, I have cooked you some meat with rice, vegetables, and picked some fresh fruit for you. Ugh, for 5 minutes, spare me your attitude. If I wanted you dead, I'd have done so by now. Your food is not poisoned. On the contrary, I had to cook it myself. As I told you, my people are not happy with this wedding. It is clear that they see the Amazons as inferior and want no ties with them whatsoever. Therefore, people will be attempting to execute you in order to put an end to our marriage. A common way of doing that is through poisoning your food. So, until further notice, you are not to eat any food unless it is prepared by you or by me. It is a necessary precaution we must take. I can cook. Somewhat. It is not the best food you will taste, but not the worst either. No, they don't usually teach emperors how to make food. I was taught by a peasant called Esmeralda. She was my guardian. And why are you, of all people, suddenly so keen on my childhood? No, she is not my mother. I will tell you, but know this, Diana. I have not talked about mother to anyone before. I just want you to realize that I think of you as my spouse. I hope you can do the same for me. Now, if you do not mind, I think we should have this conversation in bed. Or at the very least, I am tired and I want to lie down. It's up to you if you want to join me or not. And I'll just let you know right now. If you're willing to cooperate, so am I. Okay, I'm told while my mother was giving birth to me, our village was raided by Amazons. At that time, Amazons still attacked human territory. I know they don't do that anymore. My father and I survived, but my mother, she was killed. Father thought I was an unlucky child, so he abandoned me in the streets. It was completely by chance that Esmeralda found me, all alone, on the verge of death. It rained heavily that night, and she told me I was in a wooden basket, drowning in the rain. She thought I was dead, but somehow, by God's miracle, I woke up crying the morning after. Esmeralda owned a shop that sold food, but also any other material goods that would bring her coin. When I reached the age of 5, in exchange for living with her, I had to cook, do chores, help her out in her business. That is how I learned to cook. No, unfortunately, you can't meet her. She passed when I was 7. How did I turn out to be such a cunt? Are you sure you want to know about that too? As you well please. So the Emperor Caesar found me a few months after Esmeralda passed. I kept her business afloat, but one night, someone broke into my shop and tried stealing some food. While trying to defend myself, I accidentally killed him. I did not realize the strength I possessed at such a young age. When they took me to court, rather than punish me, Caesar was impressed. I trained under him to fight, and he made me a fierce warrior. One that showed no mercy. One that you call, quote unquote, a cunt. Diana, perhaps this is a question I should answer another time. I know you wish to know more about me, but... Okay. Are you sure you want to know? Yes. I have killed Amazons. How many? Unfortunately, that number is more than I could keep track of. It is usually not possible for a human to kill them. They are much too strong. But it was evident that I was no ordinary human. I was Caesar's ultimate weapon. I still remember the first Amazon I killed. I had completed Sova training. It is one that makes you a gladiator. And on the day of my graduation, my ceremony was celebrated by slaughtering an Amazon in our Colosseum. She was strapped, arms bound, and couldn't even move. The look on her face. There were many more that followed after that day. Amazons and humans. Traitors, prisoners, spoils of war, hundreds of them. Caesar taught me that they were expendable souls sacrificed to make me stronger, sacrificed to help our empire. You know, when humans learn of the things I did, even they started despising me. For them, even beyond their anger, some humanity existed. And that angered me. How could they hate someone who was doing all of this for them? I was training to be the perfect soldier to save their lives. I was a kid who learned to kill so I could be the ultimate fighter, and seeing everyone hate me so much festered hate and anger, and I was doing worse and worse. And before I even knew it, I became the villain that everyone now knows me as. You fight too, right? True, you fight with honor. You are nothing like me. But I have many a scar, yet none as lavish as yours. I saw huge marks spanning across your back that looked like the devil himself gave them to you. Perhaps sometimes we can train together. We could both learn new things. You won't train with me. Why? I disgust you. Maybe so, but I am still your... Fine. Don't. But believe me when I tell you that I am no longer that person. I was young, foolish, and arrogant. I had no one to guide me but Caesar, and he took me down the wrong path. Ever since his death, I have found my own way. I am not perfect, but I'm trying to be a better man, Diana. I know imprisoning you was incorrect, but that is just how war works. It was never personal. I am worse than the devil, am I? I know. I hate myself for it too. Every day. Every day. But Diana, I have learned that I was wrong. I have learned that I need to redeem myself. With your help, I could save more lives than I took. Why do you insist on speaking so ill of me? Hey. Stop. I said stop. I am not a villain anymore. No, I'm not. Can't you understand that it was never my choice? It was Caesar. He made me do all of it. I couldn't say no. I was brainwashed by him. I was a child. How could you say that? I'm your husband. You think I should have died that night? You know, maybe so, but I didn't. Because I am no average human. I was destined to be an emperor. Do not speak of my mother. You have no right. I know you're upset about hearing my past, but do not dare bring my mother into this. I told you this thinking you might understand. Do you think you are innocent? You're an Amazon, for goodness sake. Do you know how your people behaved in the past? You hunt and murdered innocent people, innocent men. You raided ships, exploited their manhood, and then after you were satisfied, you sent them to their deaths. That is the kind of people you belong to. You are in no position to tell me how evil I am. Well, isn't that cute? You aren't like that anymore. Please. That is what your entire history has taught you. Maybe the generation you belong to seek better ways, but you cannot tell me that the Amazons have become saints overnight. It is a work in progress, right? Just like me. So do not think that you can stand on a higher moral ground and tell me what I did in my past defines who I am today. And Diana, if you speak of my mother again, I will put you in a world of pain you'd wish you could escape. I might be seeking redemption, but that does not mean I have forgotten what it is to be evil. In the blink of an eye, Diana, I could lavish your skin with 1,000 scars, each more damning than the last. I could make you cry and beg in agony like I did your fellow Amazons. This conversation is fruitless. Yes, it is. No, not because I'm succumbing to my evil nature. It's because you managed to bring out the worst in me. God, I was optimistic with this marriage because I thought that if there was anyone who could encourage me to do better, it might be you. Do you know? I was so fond of you when I heard the stories about the Amazon princess who fought for peace. The woman who single-handedly fought an army of 1,000 men and won. Yet, at her young age, she had the wisdom to spare the weak. That's who I thought I married. Instead, I am here threatening you like some pathetic, tyrannical dictator. Like as if I'm Caesar. Must you mock my every move? Does it bring you joy seeing me so frustrated? No, you don't get to manipulate me. I was not showing off my accomplishments. Do you think I feel accomplished? Do you think I told you about my past because I want to show off my trophies of skeletons? I do not. I'm ashamed of it. I never brought it up. You asked me. And I told you because I wanted to be completely honest with my wife. Fine! You are not my wife. Happy? Actually, you know what? I think I shall refer to you as my pet. That's a much better title. The Emperor's little helpless Amazonian pet that will be locked up in his castle for the rest of her miserable life. And you even have a collar that fits you perfectly for it. I am sure your people would have a right love seeing you like this. I apologize. I'm sorry. Diana, this isn't working. I don't know what it is, but you are bringing out the worst in me, and I don't want to be here anymore. I'm saying things that Caesar would say. This isn't me. I'm better than this. And there you go again. Okay, you know, there are spare chambers in this castle. I think it will be best if we sleep in separate rooms from now on. This is clearly not going well. The food is still on the table for you. And like I said, cook for yourself. Do not eat anything else. I'm going to go now. Good night, Princess of Amazons. I'm surprised to see you here. No, you do not need my permission to visit the training grounds. I am just surprised, is all. I haven't seen you since that night. You haven't left your room for days. Haven't even been eating the food I leave for you. Diana, I was worried. I am glad to see you. And I would also like to apologize to you formally for that night. I'm not too sure what got over me, and I said some despicable things I shouldn't have said. I failed you, and I'm sorry. At least you are upfront. Okay. You want to start training. That is fine. You are a warrior after all. It is important that you keep your muscles strong and your reflexes sharp. I am sorry, but that simply won't happen. Your collar, I mean, your necklace stays on. True, I ask of you to trust me but refuse to trust you. That is hypocritical of me. But I'd rather be a hypocrite who's an idiot than someone who's dead. I know that you are the strongest Amazon, Diana. I'm not afraid to admit that when you are at your full strength, I will not stand a chance. So, I will keep that necklace on you until I know you won't try to... Yes. Kill me. Then it will stay on forever, I suppose. Is that all? No? I see. Not yet, unfortunately. I understand you miss your people and want to go visit them, but I cannot allow it. But listen, I will take you with me soon. I promise you that. I will bring you back to your people for at least a visit. I know you're missing home. A deal. And your necklace stays on. With me. I am not too sure if a duel between a wife and her husband is allowed. But go on, I'm intrigued. If you win, you get to go back. The rumors are true. You are a witty Amazon. Well, clearly you know far too well that my arrogance does not let me back down from a fight that I will win. I mean, if your necklace stays on, that is. Fine. Very well. A duel. Not to death, but till one of us pins the other down. If you win, I will take you to your people. If I win, then I do not want us to argue again. And I want you to meet with Valentine, as well as your other teachers. And I also want you joining me in political meetings as my wife. You do not have to put up the act of it in private, but when we go out in public, you must act like my wife. I know, but that is because I am not an idiot either. I know you are desperate for this duel because I know you want to go back to your people. So I know that you are going to accept these conditions, right? So, deal? I have been eager to tussle with you. Let's see what all that ruckus about the great Diana has been about.